Welcome to Mountain West Game Day. It's the last game of the Mountain West Week 1 games. Nebraska taking on Utah. This is probably the most anticipated game of Mountain West games in Week 1, as these two are powerhouses in the RBCL. But they throw an interception on the first play. Nebraska turns it over to Utah, and Utah will get the ball on Nebraska's side of the field. First down. First down. Utah has not been stopped at all. There's not been a single incompletion so far for Utah as they go to a 1st and goal. And that's a touchdown. The Utes go up 7-0. In an unlikely snow game here in Utah. Now Nebraska, can they respond without throwing an interception? Interceptions have been the story of Week 1, it seems, as quarterbacks are trying to settle into their game and get warmed up, and that's picked off again. Nebraska gives Utah and Devin Dampier another chance to go up by 2 scores here. First and goal at the 2. Utah now. Throws. It's caught. Touchdown. The Utes go up 14-0. Touchback for Nebraska now. That's a first down. Their first of the day. They could still pull spoiler here against Utah, but it isn't looking very good for the Cornhuskers. First down. Nebraska in the red zone here, threatening to make this a 1-score game. Caught. First down and more. He's in the end zone. Nebraska they don't tie this game. They make it a 1-score game, 14-7. Can the Utes respond before halftime, or will they give Nebraska another chance? They failed to make the tackle and then made the tackle. All right, Utah's turn. Dropped it, their first incompletion of the day. He's across the 50. The Utes are in field goal range already at the 38. But they throw an interception! Devin Dampier! That's going to give Nebraska a nice spot here to start this drive, as they look to make this a tie game before halftime. First down. Nebraska has been very successful on their last drives, but it's intercepted. And the Utes keep this at a 1-score game instead of a tie game. Wide receiver got it. They're almost in field goal range here. They could make this a 2-score game before halftime if they really wanted to. That's a good tackle. Timeout Utes. They need to get one more first down to try and kick this field goal in the snow game. Dropped. Past the first down marker. It's 3rd down now for the Utes. And it's dropped again. They're going to have to take a 60-yarder. This is a 62-yard kick for the kicker, and it's just barely too low. The Utes will get the ball to start the second half. They lead 14-7. Dropped again. Just a series of incompletions for Utah has led to Nebraska start to come back in this game. Dumps it to the running back. 2 yards short of crossing the 50. It's caught. First down, and they're across midfield. The Utes can go up 21-7 here. Currently, the biggest margin of victory is Notre Dame-Clemson, when Notre Dame beat Clemson by 17 earlier in a 13-17 win. Actually, it might have been 16. But anyways, the second biggest margin of victory was South Dakota State, who scored 15 more than North Dakota State did in their game against each other. And then following that is Boise State with 14. Remember, first week, the rankings are based off of point differential. And then the second week, it'll be based off of who you beat. Nebraska needs to keep this a one-score game here late in the third. First down. Huskers in danger here of dropping a game to the Utes. They break a tackle but run out of bounds. First down. They don't break that tackle. It's a 9-yard gain. 2nd and 1. That's caught. Breaks 2 tackles and he's downfield to the 23. 7 seconds to go in this third quarter. The Huskers are in the red zone. That's a first down. No, they're going to say it's the 2nd and inches. It's a horrible spot, and it's intercepted! Utah gets it at the 3. Don't know what that was. He must have, like, slipped. Escapes, avoids the safety, gets 4 yards. It's 3rd down and 9 for the Utes. Has a wide open receiver, but he error mails it to him. And that's going to force a Utah punt from their own end zone. Nebraska is going to get it in really good field position here. Nebraska needs a touchdown and an onside kick here to keep their hopes of winning this game alive. Out of bounds. First down. They're in the red zone. Takes a drag. Gets the first. Breaks a tackle. Gets out of bounds. 1st and goal, Nebraska. Dropped. Would have been a touchdown. Nebraska now. Looking, throwing. Touchdown. Huskers make it a one-score game, and they're going to go for 2 here so that if they kick a PAT next time, but it's picked. Is it a pick 2? No. So they're going to have to go for an onside. Utah recovers. No onside here, so as long as there's no Utah interception, that was a close call. As long as Utah doesn't throw a pick, they've sealed this game. It's intercepted! Nebraska has 16 seconds to get down the field and get a touchdown. Caught. He breaks 2 tackles. Nebraska has 6 seconds left now. In the 4th quarter, they're in a pretty decent spot. They're going to double team over on this side. Looking. Throws it deep. It's caught. Can he go all the way? He makes a man miss. Makes another. He can't get all the way. They came so close, but are going to lose 21-13 to the Utes.